Tom Brady has more rings than any franchise. Let this sink in for a moment. Tom Brady, a single player, has won more Super Bowls, 7, than any entire franchise in NFL history. The New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers are tied for the most Super Bowl wins by a team with 6 each. Brady has more. He won 6 with the Patriots and then, just for good measure, went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and won another one in his first season there. It's a stat that is so absurd, so utterly dominant, that it almost breaks the logic of a team sport. It's a testament to his incredible longevity, his unmatched competitiveness, and his ability to elevate every team he's on. It's a record that will likely never be broken, a statistical monument to the greatest quarterback of all time, the longest play in Super Bowl history. It was the final play of the first half of Super Bowl XLIII. The Arizona Cardinals were on the verge of taking the lead. Then, James Harrison happened. The Steelers linebacker intercepted a Kurt Warner pass at the goal line and began a journey that seemed to last an eternity. He rumbled 100 yards down the sideline, dodging tacklers and fighting for every inch, finally collapsing into the end zone as time expired. It was the longest play in Super Bowl history, a 14-point swing that completely changed the momentum of the game. It was a play of incredible athleticism, endurance, and sheer will, a moment that perfectly encapsulated the hard-nosed identity of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jerry Rice's untouchable touchdown record. Jerry Rice is the greatest wide receiver of all time, and his playoff dominance is a major reason why. He scored a staggering 22 touchdowns in his playoff career, the most by any player in NFL history. To put that in perspective, the next closest player is Rob Gronkowski with 15. Rice's record is a testament to his incredible consistency and his ability to perform on the biggest stage. He was a threat to score every time he touched the ball, a nightmare for opposing defenses. It's a record that feels as unbreakable as any in sports, a statistical representation of his unmatched greatness. The biggest blowout in modern Super Bowl history, Super Bowl XLVIII, was supposed to be a classic matchup between the high-powered Denver Broncos offense, led by Peyton Manning, and the Legion of Boom, the Seattle Seahawks' historically great defense. Instead, it was a bloodbath. The Seahawks dominated from the very first snap, a botched snap that resulted in a safety. They went on to win 43-8, the most lopsided Super Bowl victory in the modern era. The Seahawks defense was so dominant that they held the highest scoring offense in NFL history to just 8 points. It was a complete and utter dismantling, a statement victory that announced the arrival of a new defensive dynasty, the most clutch kicker of all time. Adam Vinatieri is the only kicker in NFL history with 4 Super Bowl rings. But it's not just the number of rings that's impressive, it's how he won them. He kicked 2 game-winning field goals in the final seconds of Super Bowls XXXVI and XXXVIII, cementing his legacy as the most clutch kicker of all time. He was the guy you wanted with the game on the line, a player who thrived under pressure and delivered time and time again. His ability to perform in the biggest moments is a major reason why the New England Patriots dynasty was born. Eli Manning's giant-sized upsets. Eli Manning's career is a fascinating case study in clutch performances. He has 2 Super Bowl rings, and both came in massive upsets against the New England Patriots. In Super Bowl XLII, he led the New York Giants to a victory over the 18-0 Patriots, one of the biggest upsets in sports history. 4 years later, he did it again, beating a 13-3 Patriots team in Super Bowl XLVI. He was named Super Bowl MVP in both games, a testament to his ability to rise to the occasion when it mattered most. He may not have the regular season stats of his peers, but when the lights were brightest, Eli Manning was a giant. The dynasty of heartbreak. The Buffalo Bills of the early 1990s were a dynasty, but not in the way you'd expect. They are the only team in NFL history to lose 4 consecutive Super Bowls. From 1991 to 1994, they made it to the big game every single year, a remarkable feat in itself. But each year, they came up short, a string of heartbreaking losses that has become a part of NFL folklore. It's a record that no team wants, a statistical anomaly that represents both incredible success and ultimate failure. The 28-3 comeback. It's a score that will live in infamy. Super Bowl LI. The Atlanta Falcons had a 28-3 lead over the New England Patriots late in the third quarter. The game was over, or so we thought. What followed was the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history. Tom Brady and the Patriots scored 31 unanswered points, a relentless, methodical dismantling of the Falcons' will. The Patriots won 34-28 in overtime, a stunning turn of events that left the football world in disbelief. It was a performance that cemented Brady's legacy as the GOAT and a collapse that the Falcons may never live down. Kurt Warner's passing yardage record. Super Bowl XXXIV was an offensive explosion, and Kurt Warner was the man leading the charge. The St. Louis Rams quarterback threw for a Super Bowl record 414 yards against the Tennessee Titans, a mark that still stands today. He was the engine of the greatest show on turf, a high-powered offense that revolutionized the passing game. His performance in that Super Bowl was a perfect encapsulation of their greatness, a display of arm talent and offensive firepower that was ahead of its time. The 49ers' decade of dominance. The San Francisco 49ers of the 1980s and 90s were a model of sustained excellence. They won 5 Super Bowls in a 14-year span, a run of dominance that is unmatched in the modern era. Led by 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks in Joe Montana and Steve Young, and a legendary coach in Bill Walsh, the 49ers were the class of the NFL. Their run of success is a testament to their incredible talent, their innovative offensive scheme, and their ability to consistently perform at the highest level. The Philly Special. It's one of the gutsiest play calls in Super Bowl history. Super Bowl LII. The Philadelphia Eagles were facing the New England Patriots. On 4th and goal from the 1-yard line, the Eagles decided to go for it. But instead of a run or a pass, they called the Philly Special, a trick play that resulted in quarterback Nick Foles catching a touchdown pass. It was a moment of pure audacity, a play that perfectly captured the underdog spirit of that Eagles team. They went on to win their first ever Super Bowl, and the Philly Special became an instant legend, the Broncos Sack Party. Super Bowl LI was a defensive masterpiece by the Denver Broncos. Facing the league MVP Cam Newton and the high-powered Carolina Panthers offense, the Broncos defense put on a clinic. They sacked Newton 6 times, forced 4 turnovers, and held the Panthers to just 10 points. Von Miller was the star of the show, with 2.5 sacks and 2 forced fumbles, but it was a complete team effort. The Broncos defense was so dominant that it carried an aging Peyton Manning to his 2nd Super Bowl ring, a fitting end to a legendary career.